Free agency is fastly approaching, and it's honestly one of my favorite times of the year in the NFL. There's a ton of talent this year who are currently free agents who could be on different teams this offseason. So I'm going to do some predictions on where they will go to see if I'm right. So let's do it. Starting off with Chris Jones. Starting off with one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. So this is going to be anticlimactic, but since L'Jarius Sneed was franchise tagged, I believe Jones will get a deal done with Kansas City, and I believe it will be a very big contract for Mr. Jones. Next is Kirk Cousins. I got Big Kirko heading to Atlanta. And yes, I know I said Justin Fields to Atlanta in my last video, but there's reports that Kirk is shopping for houses in Atlanta. So I'm going to go with him. With Kirk Cousins hopefully recovering fine from his torn Achilles, this could be a very good offense on Atlanta, and they could easily win that division. Next is Justin Madubuike. Justin Madubuike was sensational this year for the Ravens, being one of the best defensive linemen this year, racking up 13 sacks and 12 tackles for loss. And with this, I find it hard the Ravens don't try their damnedest to bring him back. I believe they will sign Justin to a very big deal, keeping him in Baltimore. And with the reports saying that he's been tagged, I feel my prediction is basically already coming true, but it's fairly obvious. But with the big sign to Justin Madubuike means that some players in the Ravens who are also free agents will likely not be signed, one of them being Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen is a very good linebacker, but with how the Ravens are paying Roquan with so much money, and assumingly they're going to pay Justin Madubuike a lot of money, they're probably going to let Queen walk in free agency. What team do I think will get him? I like the Philadelphia Eagles. They would make a lot of sense. They need help at the middle linebacker position, and Queen is a young, fast linebacker who's pretty good. And honestly, the Eagles probably don't have to sign him to a huge contract either. So, it could be a very good signing. Next, we have Christian Wilkins. Christian Wilkins has been really consistent through the years. He's been a very good run stopper, and a team that needs a good run stopper is the Arizona Cardinals. So I'd like to see the Arizona Cardinals pick up Christian Wilkins in free agency. Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter has been racking up sacks for years now, but I still feel like he's not talked about enough. But nonetheless, this guy knows how to get sacks, and teams like sacks. And what team needs more sacks? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They just released Shaq Barrett and need help with the pass rush. So, Danielle Hunter fits in perfectly. Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith is basically confirmed to be gone from the Dallas Cowboys, and I'd like to see the Tennessee Titans pick up Smith. They need a good tackle for Will Levis, and they already have Peter Skoronski, who's been good so far, so having Tyron Smith there should help the line way more and keep it more stable. Next is Saquon Barkley. He's basically gone for sure at this point, and a team rumored to be interested in him is the Houston Texans. And the Houston Texans struggled with the run game this year, so it makes sense for Barkley to go there. They got a young QB in CJ Stroud, they got a young offense, they got a head coach who's been pretty good so far, so Barkley going there makes perfect sense. Next is Jonathan Grenard. He had a breakout year in 2023, racking up 12.5 sacks, and was a great compliment to Will Anderson. So I think the Texans would be foolish to not try and sign him back, and I think they will sign him to a short deal and bring him back to the Texans. Calvin Ridley. Now, Calvin Ridley had a decent year at the Jags. He started off really good, but then kind of slowed down from there. But he was still pretty good. Now, I'm not sure the Jags thought they got the best out of him, so they're probably going to let him walk in free agency. And I think I'd like to see the Baltimore Ravens pick up Calvin Ridley. Zay Flowers is good, but you need more receivers to help out the guy. And it helps Lamar as well. So a duo of Calvin Ridley and Zay Flowers would be great for Lamar Jackson and great for the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. If I do, I'm sorry. Mike Onwenu is a good transitional lineman, succeeding at guard and right tackle. And I think a lot of teams will pay big dollar for this guy. But for now, I think the Commanders will grab him. Assuming they're taking a QB, which 99% sure they're taking a QB, be it Daniels or Drake May, who knows. But they're going to need a guy to protect him. And Onwenu is a good lineman and should hopefully protect the quarterback of the future in Washington and hopefully give him a clean pocket so they don't die. Now, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, like Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs, won't be tagged and will be on a new team in 2024. And you know what? I'm going to say the Dallas Cowboys go and sign him to like a 2-year deal. The Dallas Cowboys struggled running the ball last year with Tony Pollard, and guys like Rico Dowdle got hurt, and they need a big bruising back, and Derrick Henry would fit in perfectly there. So I think he goes to the Dallas Cowboys on a short contract, but I think he fits in perfectly in Dallas. Alright, that's all the free agents I'm going to talk about in depth. I'm going to go through some rapid-fire ones, just fast. Okay, Austin Eckler to the Miami Dolphins. Chase Young to the Arizona Cardinals. Baker Mayfield stays on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Josh Jacobs goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Leonard Williams goes to the Indianapolis Colts. Jadeveon Clowney goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. CJ Gardner-Johnson goes to the Los Angeles Rams. And Tony Pollard goes to the Carolina Panthers. And fuck it, why not? Ezekiel Elliott to the Las Vegas Raiders. And there's many, many more free agents that are very good and will be signed that I did not talk about. So yeah, I only did about 21 free agents. So there's still tons more. I had to cut out some players originally. I was going to put in Josh Allen and Brian Burns and Antoine Winfield, but they were tagged recently, so they might not even get signed to new teams, so I just left them out. But yeah, how'd you like my predictions? Were they good? Were they bad? A little bit of both? Let me know in the comments. But that's it. Please like and subscribe, and have a good day.